I'm Crystal Zinn. In today's video, I'm going to show you some exercises to help you strengthen your arms, specifically your shoulders and your triceps. We're going to start in down dog. Fire up your breath by breathing in and out through your nose and immediately lower it into high plank. Press firm into the mat with your hands and then back to down dog. Walk your feet a little bit closer to your hands for the first one, a little warm up. And we're going to do a couple push-ups. Bend the elbows. Try to drive the crown of your head straight down to the mat, right in between your thumbs. Notice how this feels in your arms. And then step back. Stretch your arms in down dog. Keep the belly lifted and stay breathing in and out through your nose. Go ahead and gently come back to high plank. Firm up your abs, your quads, and your arms. And then press back to down dog once again. We're going to take this a little bit closer this time. Step your toes up closer than you did last time. Lift high onto your tippy toes and try those same 5 push-ups. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Grip with all 10 fingers. Keep your belly lifted and draw the crown of your head straight down towards the mat. After 5 times, walk back to down dog and rest in child's pose. Catch your breath by keeping your mouth closed and take deep breaths in and out through your nose. Preparing for the next exercise. Go ahead and come back up to all fours. You can take this on your knees or high on your toes. We're going to take our chaturanga push-up. Notice that we only bend our elbows to 90 degrees and then press right back up. Try and get on your toes this time. Bend the elbows to 90 degrees, lift the belly and hold. Hug your sides with those elbows when you come down and press back up. Go ahead and drop your knees down or stay on your toes and take one more. Press down and up. Make sure your wrists feel okay. And then once again, down and up. All the way back to down dog. Stretch out your arms. Take a deep breath and walk your feet all the way up to your hands. Exhale, forward fold, tuck your chin. Look at your belly. Inhale, gaze up with a flat back. Reach up. And bring your hands together in heart center. We're going to take a sun salutation using this push-up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold, gaze at the belly. Take one breath to look up, plant your hands, and step back to high plank. Move through that chaturanga position and press directly to up dog. Try to keep your knees lifted off the mat when you do that. Take an extra push-up by coming back to chaturanga and then to down dog. We're going to try that one more time. High plank. Chaturanga, squeeze in with the elbows, up dog, lift your thighs off the mat, back to a push-up, and all the way to down dog. Catching your breath, breathe in and out through your nose, and one more time. High plank, chaturanga, exhale when you do the work. Inhale, up dog, exhale, back to chaturanga, and press to down dog. So in this next one, we're going to practice our arm balance bakasana, which uses that shoulder and tricep strength. Place your hands just underneath your shoulders. Take your knees as high on your triceps as you possibly can. And then tip forward until you can float your feet off. Keep that perfect push-up position in the arms. That way you can shoot it right back to chaturanga or step back. Up dog, take the push-up, and then press back to down dog. Go ahead and rest in child's pose. Taking a couple breaths here. A great stretch for the triceps is if you bring your hands together and place them on the back of your neck. When you feel okay, press right back up and come to a seated position with your legs extended out in front of you. We're going to try a couple tricep dips from the floor. Make sure you plant your feet hip distance. Take your hands about underneath your shoulders and about 8 inches behind your hips. Go ahead and lift your hips up and then lower them down and up by bending your elbows. Taking a couple push-ups here, try and keep your abs engaged. Press into the mat with your feet. And then go ahead and interlace your fingers, curl in, tuck your chin, and catch your breath. We're going to do it again. This time, if you want to make it a little harder, if you're ready for more, we're going to add some weight by kicking one leg straight up into the sky. So as you bend the elbows, lift your legs straight up in front of you, adding a little bit more weight load to the triceps. And then as you press up, extend that leg into full Purvottanasana or reverse plank. Inhale, go down. Exhale, press up. We'll do 5 on each side. Try to keep the hips up in a perfect plank position so your hips are in alignment when you extend with your shoulders and your foot. Keep breathing. Exhale on the work, and then go ahead and release by sitting down. Interlace the fingers and give your knees a hug. You can pull a little here, backwards on the wrists if you're feeling any tension in the wrist. We're going to do a stretch now in full Purvottanasana. So extend both legs out in front of you, lift the hips as high as you can, and drop your head back. Breathe. If that feels nice, you can hold that for a couple seconds longer, and then meet us in a little ball, a nice curl, forward fold. Once again, stretching out the wrists if you feel any tension there. We're going to try side plank. So you can do this one on your wrist or elbow. We're going to demo it on your elbow today. And this is to stabilize your shoulder in the shoulder girdle. So go ahead and extend your legs out, lift your hips up, reach straight for the sky, and then turn around your left shoulder, reaching underneath and through, keeping the hips high. On an inhale, reach up to the sky, and on an exhale, curl, reach underneath. Good. Try to keep the left shoulder away from the ear, and then gently drop back down, and we'll go ahead and switch sides. So this is about not swinging forward or backward when you do this exercise, or coming too far in front of the elbow or below the elbow. So you want that shoulder right over the elbow. You want the hips to stay level as you're moving through this rotation. Inhaling up, exhaling, curl. Go ahead and look underneath as you twist. After you've done 5 of those, sit back down, come to all fours, and step your right leg up. Plant your foot just underneath your knee. You can walk your back knee back if you need a little more of a stretch. We're going to widen our hands for a nice wide push-up, and then try to drop your chin right towards the mat. So we're moving towards lizard pose, and we're giving ourselves a little bit of help with this wide push-up. Take 5 presses, and then wiggle your foot back. Walk your hands forward until they're far in front of your right toe, and float your back foot off for twig pose. There's another variation of this pose. Hold it for 5 breaths, or try to lift your front toes off as well. Make sure and breathe while you're doing this. Go ahead and release, and we'll try it on the other side. So take both hands inside your leg. Take a nice wide push-up position with your arms, and press down and up 5 times. Keep your abs lifted. We get a nice bonus stretch here for our hips and preparing us for twig pose. Toning and working the arms like this help prepare us for our nice arm balances. The more you shift the weight forward and your chin comes closer to the mat, the more height you'll get on your balance. Try and hold for a full breath cycle, and then gently lower back down. If you ever feel any pain in your wrists or shoulders, take child's pose. Come back a step and rest. Exhale through your mouth, and we'll take one stretch for the work we did in the shoulders and the arms. Kneeling, placing both hands on your low back or on your sacrum, press your hips forward and lean back, squeezing both elbows together. If you feel a stretch here, stay. And if you need a little more, reach for one heel at a time, extending your other arm to the sky. If you feel any pain in your low back, come back to our original position. If it feels okay, you can keep the hips over the knees, reach for both heels at the same time, and drop your head back. Reverse your steps to come out of that pose, and release. Thank you for joining me for a little bit of arm workout. Today, this should hopefully strengthen your chaturangas in your yoga practice. Namaste.